Honda is bulletproof. Mazda is underrated. But what if neither story is completely true? Here is what's actually going on. One of these brands ran an engine oil scandal across 3 of its most popular models for the better part of a decade, settled multiple class action lawsuits, and at one point reportedly told affected owners that the fix was to simply drive more. The other brand's newest flagship is so unreliable right now that it dropped the entire brand 8 spots in a single year in the most respected automotive reliability survey in the industry. Both of those brands are the ones people recommend when someone asks which Japanese car will last. So when we actually put the numbers side by side, from Consumer Reports to J.D. Power to RepairPal to NHTSA complaint data, what comes back is not a clean answer. The studies contradict each other, the models don't behave like the brand, and the winner depends entirely on whether you're buying new or used and which year you're looking at. We're going to cover the data, the disasters, and the model-by-model matchups. When we get to the verdict, one brand does win. The reason it wins is just not the one you'll see coming. 2 legends, 1 question. These 2 brands share almost nothing except their country of origin and a reputation for outlasting everything else in the parking lot. Honda became the default answer to which car should I buy by building engines that mechanics still talk about like old friends. The K-Series, VTEC, naturally aspirated power plants so clean and simple that by the 1990s, the Accord was the best-selling car in America. Not the best-selling Japanese car, the best-selling car, period. When you needed something that would start every morning and cost nothing to keep on the road, Honda was the answer, and for a long time, that was the right answer. Mazda went a different direction. They spent years chasing rotary engines and driver feel, and the philosophical argument that a car should be more than transportation. When they launched the Sky Active platform in 2012, they stripped everything back. Simpler engines, tighter tolerances, fewer models, more focus. They became the brand that car people recommended to people who didn't yet know they cared about cars. 1 scale play, 1 precision play. Same part of the world, and for 10 or 15 years of ownership, only one of them is going to feel like the right choice. The data has an answer. It just disagrees with itself, which is where it gets interesting. The report card. 4 studies, 4 verdicts. The most recent Consumer Reports brand reliability rankings for new cars, released in December 2025, put Honda 4th overall. Toyota, Subaru, Lexus, then Honda. Consistent, exactly what you would predict from the brand's history. Mazda dropped 8 spots in a single year, from 6th to 14th. Consumer Reports' steepest single-year fall for any brand in the entire survey. We'll get to why in a few minutes, but spoiler, it's one specific vehicle that took the whole brand down with it. Now, here's the plot twist. Consumer Reports' long-term used car reliability data tells a completely different story. Mazda is 3rd in the world, behind Lexus and Toyota only, ahead of Honda. When you measure how cars actually hold up across years of real ownership, Mazda leads Honda. Not by a lot, but clearly. J.D. Power's 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study, published in February last year, was a breakout moment for Mazda. They ranked 2nd among all mass-market brands, improving by 24 problems per 100 vehicles from the prior year. Honda sat 12th. Then J.D. Power released their 2026 study 2 months ago, and Mazda fell to 15th. Honda fell to 16th. 1 problem per 100 vehicles between them, with both brands sitting below the industry average of 204 problems per 100 vehicles. Going from 2nd place to 15th in 12 months is not a trend. That is a crater. RepairPal is where Honda's case is clearest. First out of 32 brands at $428 in annual repair costs against an industry average of $652. Mazda sits 5th at $462 per year. The gap between them is $34 per year, which over a decade adds up to $340, less than most single unscheduled repair visits for either brand. 4 studies, and here's what they're collectively saying. Buying new right now, Honda is the statistically safer bet. Buying used, Mazda's long-term numbers are stronger. And in J.D. Power's most current data, neither brand is particularly covering itself in glory. The data is already messy, and we have not even gotten to the disasters yet. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. We do this kind of research-based breakdown every week, and it's free. Honda's dirty secrets. Here is what Honda's marketing department has never once put in an ad. When Honda moved their Civic, CR-V, and Accord into turbocharged 1.5-liter engines starting in the mid-2010s, owners in colder climates started noticing something wrong. Their oil levels were reading high. Their dipsticks smelled like gasoline. Fuel was making its way into the crankcase and mixing with the engine oil, stripping it of its ability to lubricate the bearings. Engines were wearing faster than they should. CR-V owners reported going into limp mode multiple times in the same winter. Back to the dealer, software update, home, limp mode again, repeat. Multiple class action lawsuits followed. According to court filings, Honda at one point allegedly told affected customers that the solution was to drive longer distances so the engine could burn the contamination off on its own. Just drive more. That was Honda's suggested fix for gasoline mixing into your engine oil. The issue covered the 2016 through 2023 Civic Turbo, the 2017 through 2023 CR-V, and the 2018 through 2022 Accord. Honda pushed warranty extensions and software patches. The problem improved in some climates and persisted in others for years. That is not a footnote in Honda's reliability story. That is a chapter. Before that was the V6 automatic transmission collapse of the early 2000s. The 2000 through 2004 Accord, Odyssey, and Pilot shared a 5-speed automatic with a second-gear clutch design that could not handle the heat it generated. Honda recalled over 1 million vehicles in 2004. The average out-of-pocket repair cost for owners outside the warranty window was $2,291, with some paying significantly more. More than half of the reported failures happened before 90,000 miles, 1 in 5 before 70,000. These were not high-mileage problems. These were cars people were still making payments on. Then there's Takata, the largest automotive safety recall in United States history. Defective airbag inflators that could rupture on deployment and send metal shrapnel into the passenger compartment. At least 58 deaths in the United States. Honda was Takata's biggest customer. 20 million of the 67 million recalled airbags were in Honda vehicles. Honda moved faster than most to address it and was the first manufacturer to publicly call out Takata. But the scale of what happened is not something a PR response fixes. Honda did not fall from grace, but anyone who calls the reputation untouchable has not been reading the court documents. Mazda's Achilles heels. In 2023, Mazda launched the CX-90, their flagship, their most expensive, most ambitious vehicle, their statement that they could play in the same room as entry-level luxury brands. Consumer Reports rates the 2025 CX-90 gas model as below average for reliability. The plug-in hybrid version is rated much less reliable than average. Plug-in hybrid owners have reported EV battery failures, grinding transmission behavior at low speed, inaccurate fuel gauges that triggered 11 separate NTHSA recalls in 2024 alone, software-related loss of drive power, and a drivetrain vibration that dealers and Mazda engineers reportedly have no confirmed fix for yet. One owner on the CX-90 forum described it plainly. It grinds while accelerating. Mazda doesn't know how to fix it. It's a known issue. This single vehicle dropped Mazda from 6th to 14th in Consumer Reports' 2025 brand reliability rankings. And here's the timing problem that made it worse. The CX-5, which had spent years as Mazda's most consistent reliability anchor, was being redesigned and was excluded from the 2026 Consumer Reports predicted ratings entirely. Mazda lost its best asset exactly when the CX-90 was flaming out. Now for the part Mazda owners will actually recognize. The Skyactiv naturally aspirated engines, the 2-liter and 2.5-liter units in most of the lineup, have a real and documented long-term track record. Owners regularly post 200,000 to 250,000 miles on these motors, with nothing beyond standard oil changes. One owner documented 332,000 kilometers on a 2-liter with no major internal work done. These are consistent patterns across a decade of owner forums, not outliers. But Skyactiv engines run on tight tolerances and do not forgive the way some other engines will. A cold start rattle from the VVT actuator is a warning that costs a few $100s if caught early and real money if you wait. A class action lawsuit was filed over coolant leaks in the Skyactiv G 2.5 turbo in the CX-5, CX-9, and Mazda 6, where a small leak could lead to overheating and a warped cylinder head. Mazda engines overheat faster and recover worse than most mainstream competitors. A coolant problem that a Honda might shrug off becomes a serious issue here. Mazda is that brilliant friend who's consistent and completely reliable, right until you stop paying attention to them. Model by model, who wins where? Nobody buys a brand, they buy a specific car, so here are the matchups that actually matter. Civic versus Mazda 3. The Civic's reputation splits neatly down the middle. The base 2-liter earns everything people say about it. The turbocharged versions from 2016 through 2023 carry the oil dilution risk we covered 2 segments ago. The Mazda 3 with the naturally aspirated Skyactiv gets some of the strongest long-term owner reviews in the compact class, low failure rates, rare major repairs, and an ownership experience people describe positively a decade in. Comparing the Turbo Civic to the Mazda 3, Mazda wins. Base Civic against the Mazda 3, this is a genuine draw. CR-V versus CX-5. This is the most competitive head-to-head in the comparison, and it ends almost exactly tied. J.D. Power scores the 2025 CR-V at 83 out of 100. The 2025 CX-5 sits at 82. RepairPal rates both at 4.5 out of 5 stars, with the CX-5 ranked first and the CR-V ranked second among 26 comparable compact SUVs. The CR-V has a slightly lower overall complaint volume, which reflects in part that significantly more people own them. The CX-5 has fewer severe incident reports per vehicle with NHTSA. If the decision comes down to these two, the numbers say flip a coin and pick the one you prefer to drive. Pilot versus CX-90. Both carry their own weight. The Pilot's transmission history from the early 2000s still haunts its used car reputation, even though recent models have moved well past that era. The CX-90 is having its reliability crisis right now, actively, on current model years. In this segment, check the specific Pilot year before buying used, and give the CX-90 another model year to mature before committing serious money to it. The pattern across all 3 matchups. Older comparisons favor Honda because the track record is longer. Recent model-specific comparisons close the gap fast. The CX-90 reversed that momentum inside a single product cycle. The ownership lottery. Here is what the brand-level data cannot tell you. Both of these brands have golden years and lemon years, and knowing the difference before you sign anything is worth more than anything in a reliability survey. Honda years to approach carefully. The 2016 through 2023 Civic with the turbo engine, the 2018 through 2022 Accord with the 1.5-liter turbo engine, and any 2000 through 2004 Accord, Odyssey, or Pilot with the V6 automatic. These are not obscure models. These are the most common Hondas on used car lots from their respective generations. Mazda years to approach carefully. The RX-8 from 2004 through 2011, where the rotary engine specifically punishes drivers who don't warm it up properly. The CX-7 from 2007 through 2012 for turbo engine and timing chain problems, and the CX-90 plug-in hybrid from 2024. The genuinely strong buys, the Mazda 3 and CX-5 from 2017 forward, are as consistent as anything in the mainstream market at their price points. The naturally aspirated Honda Civic is one of the most reliable compact cars ever produced. The current CR-V from 2023 forward appears to have genuinely moved past the oil dilution era. Neither brand is asking you to gamble. They're asking you to spend 10 minutes doing research before you sign. The people who skip that step are the ones you find in the forums. The verdict. Here is the thing nobody in this comparison says out loud. Honda sells dramatically more cars than Mazda. Every reliability survey you read has Honda represented at 3 to 4 times the sample size. When Honda has a bad product era, that problem gets diluted across a massive data set of other models doing fine. When Mazda launches one problematic vehicle, the CX-90, it moves the entire brand's number hard because the total pool is small. The 8-spot drop in Consumer Reports is not just about how bad the CX-90 is. It is partly about how few vehicles Mazda has to absorb that kind of hit. There's one more thing. The people who tend to buy Mazdas tend to maintain their cars more deliberately. That's not a variable you'll find controlled for in any of these studies, but it shows up across owner satisfaction data so consistently that it cannot be ignored. With all of that on the table, short-term, 1 to 5 years, Honda wins. First in RepairPal, top 5 in Consumer Reports for new cars, slightly cheaper to run annually, parts at every shop, mechanics who can service these vehicles in their sleep. Long-term, 5 to 15 years, Mazda pulls ahead. Third in the world for used car reliability per Consumer Reports, Sky-active engines that consistently reach 200,000 miles when maintained correctly, a brand that rewards the kind of owner who pays attention. Honda wins the reliability Olympics on points. Mazda wins the heart of anyone who actually loves cars. And if you've watched this entire video, you already know which one of those describes you. If you disagree with the verdict, leave it in the comments. We read every one, and we are not above being proven wrong. Subscribe if you aren't already. We provide deep, documented, source-checked reliability research every week. No brand loyalty, no agenda.